The pyramids have stood for millennia, silent witnesses to human history, or perhaps to a history far older than we've been told. Their colossal stones, arranged with astonishing precision, challenge everything we thought we knew about ancient Egypt. For decades, textbooks have insisted they were built by Pharaoh Khufu's laborers, armed only with copper tools and sheer determination. But what if that story is incomplete, or worse, a convenient fiction? What if the pyramids are the legacy of a civilization whose memory we have nearly lost? Graham Hancock believes the answers lie hidden beneath the sands, waiting to rewrite our understanding of human history. Graham Hancock isn't an archaeologist. He is a journalist, a chronicler of stories that most academics shy away from. His career began in politics and current affairs, writing for publications like The Economist and The Times. Yet, in the 90s, he turned his gaze to a past that traditional archaeology prefers to ignore. His breakthrough book, Fingerprints of the Gods, challenged everything we believed about early civilizations, proposing that a highly advanced culture existed long before recorded history and left behind monuments whose sophistication we still cannot explain. The official narrative paints a picture of Egypt's old kingdom, tens of thousands of workers hauling limestone and granite across vast distances, using copper chisels and raw muscle to construct the largest and most precise stone structures in the ancient world. The Great Pyramid of Giza, according to orthodox archaeology, took 20 years to build, a feat demanding near-perfect coordination, unwavering precision, and logistical mastery beyond comprehension. Hancock sees this story not as plausible, but as improbable, even impossible. 2 million stones, some weighing as much as 80 tons, transported over hundreds of miles, carved and placed with machine-like accuracy, all without architectural plans, wheels, or advanced tools. The human effort described in textbooks feels more myth than reality. Inside the pyramid, the silence is deafening. Unlike the decorated tombs of minor officials, the chambers are stark, stripped of inscriptions or hieroglyphs. Even the tools described, soft copper chisels working against granite, one of the hardest materials on Earth, fail to match the precision of the stonework. Modern stonemasons struggle to replicate surfaces that seem polished with lasers, yet Hancock points to this as evidence that something is missing from the official story. The Great Pyramid is aligned almost perfectly to true north, with accuracy surpassing many modern constructions, yet it was supposedly built without compasses, GPS, or telescopes. The design, the scale, the precision, and the unexplained craftsmanship hint at knowledge that was inherited, not invented. If the pyramids were not entirely the work of Khufu's workers, then who or what built them? Hancock proposes a radical answer. They were the legacy of a forgotten civilization, one that existed thousands of years before the Old Kingdom. Geological evidence, like the erosion patterns on the Sphinx observed by Dr. Robert Schoch, suggests the Giza Plateau experienced heavy rainfall long before 10,000 BCE, far earlier than the period usually assigned to Egyptian construction. If the Sphinx is older, the pyramids may have been part of a pre-existing landscape, repurposed by later dynasties rather than constructed from scratch. Astronomical alignment provides another clue. The layout of the 3 main pyramids mirrors the 3 stars of Orion's belt, but the alignment fits best not for 2560 BCE, but around 10,500 BCE, a time when humanity is thought to have been in the early stages of settlement, without complex architecture. Across the globe, ancient sites like Stonehenge, Angkor Wat, and Göbekli Tepe reveal a recurring theme. humans were mapping the stars, encoding celestial knowledge, and building monuments with precision that defies conventional explanations. Göbekli Tepe, dating to at least 9600 BCE, demonstrates that humans had the capacity for monumental architecture long before agriculture, cities, or written language. Hancock sees this as proof that advanced cultures existed in deep prehistory, and that the pyramids may be survivors of that lost knowledge. The story deepens when we consider technology. Inside the king's chamber, granite blocks fit together so perfectly that a razor blade cannot pass between them. Across continents, from Egypt to Peru to Southeast Asia, megalithic constructions exhibit the same inexplicable precision. Modern engineers struggle to understand how ancient builders shaped and moved stones weighing hundreds, even thousands of tons. Some researchers speculate about vibration-based cutting, acoustic levitation, or magnetic manipulation. Whether fringe science or overlooked ancient ingenuity, the result is undeniable. These monuments challenge the limits of our understanding of ancient technology. Hancock's argument extends beyond stone and star maps. Underwater structures like those off Yonaguni, Japan, or the Bimini Road in the Bahamas hint at cities submerged by rising seas after the last ice age. Ancient maps, including the pre-race chart, show coastlines and landscapes that should have been unknown at the time they were drawn. Artifacts such as the Antikythera mechanism or precision-drilled granite cores suggest lost technologies, once common but now forgotten. When combined with global myths of floods, sky gods, and advanced ancestors, a pattern emerges. A memory of a civilization destroyed by cataclysm, leaving only fragments and monumental messages for future generations. Mainstream academia resists these ideas, not solely due to evidence, but because of the politics of knowledge. Archaeology is a controlled field, bound by peer review, funding, and tenure. Hancock, as an outsider, bypasses the system, addressing millions directly with his books and documentaries. To scholars, this feels like a challenge to authority and decades of carefully constructed narratives. Yet the questions he raises cannot be dismissed lightly. Why were some ancient structures built with technology seemingly impossible for their time? Why do myths and artifacts from across the globe echo similar stories? Why do monuments align with stars and rivers no longer visible? Even if Hancock's conclusions remain speculative, the implications are profound. History is not linear. It is cyclical, full of rises, falls, and rediscoveries. The pyramids, far from mere tombs, may be messages carved in stone by a civilization whose knowledge and skill dwarfed what we give them credit for. They urge us to reconsider what ancient truly means and to acknowledge that human ingenuity has repeatedly reached heights we thought impossible. The narrative of civilization might be incomplete, edited by time and catastrophe, waiting for those willing to read between the lines. The evidence Hancock presents, geological, astronomical, technological, cultural, forms a tapestry too compelling to ignore. Satellite scans reveal hidden chambers beneath the sands. Submerged ruins suggest cities lost to oceans. Ancient maps, artifacts, and global myths point to knowledge far older than recorded history. Taken together, these anomalies challenge the foundations of the accepted timeline. Whether one calls it speculation, pseudoscience, or radical insight, the discussion is undeniable. The story of human civilization is far more mysterious, complex, and awe-inspiring than conventional history books admit. The pyramids speak across time, but the question remains, will we listen? Their stones, silent yet eloquent, tell a story of mastery, knowledge, and survival through cataclysm. They urge us to question, explore, and imagine civilizations long erased by history. Graham Hancock has not merely retold a story, he has illuminated a path to hidden truths, inviting us to peer behind the veil of orthodox narratives. The mysteries of our past are not just puzzles, they are calls to wonder, reminders that human history is still unfolding, and that perhaps the greatest discoveries lie not ahead, but beneath the sands of time itself.